The Cell as the United States by Lamberson. I compared the nucleus to the three main branches of our government. This is because the nucleus is the control center of the cell and tells the rest of the cell what to do. The three branches of our government, the legislative, judicial, and executive, do the same thing for our country. I believe that the U.S. Constitution and the DNA are very similar. This is because the DNA gives the cell directions as to how it is to operate. The United States Constitution gives the United States these same directions as to how our country is to operate. I compared the nucleolus to the president. This is because, as the president tells our three branches of government what to do, the nucleolus tells our nucleus what to do. The president of the United States right now is Barack Obama. The nucleolus can be seen in the picture on the left. I compared the interstate system to the endoplasmic reticulum of a cell. This is because, the endoplasmic reticulum can transport nutrients anywhere within the cell, the interstate system can do the same thing. It is worth noting, though, that both of these cannot transport outside their respective borders. In a plant cell, a chloroplast converts materials to energy from outside sources like the sun. I compared this to power plants in our country because power plants provide us with energy. They use sources that are given to us or that we have found to power our country. I compared lysosomes to the trash service of the United States. This is because the trash service picks up waste from your house and transports it to places where it can be taken away. Lysosomes do the same thing within a cell. They pick up the trash, put it in compartments, and send it away. The banking system in a country, especially the United States, is there for citizens to put money into it so that they can use it when necessary. I compare this to a vacuole because a vacuole in a cell stores food and needed materials for when they will be necessary inside the cell. I compared ribosomes to jobs in a country because just as ribosomes produce proteins that help items function in a cell, jobs produce much needed materials and services to help the country function properly. I compared the mitochondria in a cell to a farmer in the United States. This is because just as a mitochondria takes nutrients from the body and produces energy, farmers take nutrients from the ground and produce foods. These help our country run smoothly. I compared the cell membrane to the United States border. I did this because the cell membrane allows some things in but keeps other things out, just like the U.S. border. The U.S. border allows some people to cross legally and turns other people away, including intruders. The cell wall allows nothing to come in for protection. I compared this to the United States military, who protects the United States at all costs. The cell is much safer with the cell wall around, just like the United States military makes the United States a safer place to be. I compared the Golgi to the United States Post Office. This is because Golgi is used to sort proteins to be used in a cell, just as the post office sorts mail and packages to be distributed in the United States. In a cell, the cytoskeleton gives the cell its shape. It also holds the cell together. I compare this to the state borders because the state borders are what makes the United States look like the United States, and without these states, we would not have our wonderful nation. Lastly, I compared the cytoplasm to the United States people. Just as the cytoplasm is what holds everything together in a cell, without the United States people, the United States would not be the country that it is today. Without you and me, the United States could not be where it is now. And these are my works cited pages. Thank you for listening.
Created using Powtoon.